A former deputy president of the Senate, Ekweremadu, has described the political crisis in Edo State as an embarrassment and an affront to democracy in Nigeria. Ekweremadu was speaking on the sidelines of the Congress of the People's Democratic Party that returned the 39-member executive of the party in the state by affirmation at the Michael Okpara Square in Enugu. He said that the people of Edo State should be given the opportunity to exercise their franchise at the governorship level and at the election on the 19th of September. Senator Ekweremadu called on all players, irrespective of party affiliation, to desist from any act capable of threatening the democracy of the country. And now we have in the studio now TVC News senior political correspondent Ayodele Ozugbakun now to give us perspective to this. Ayo, it's good to have you join me right now. You've been following developments in Edo. You have traveled to Edo. You've gone to almost all the local governments and even constituencies within Edo State. Now, when you see what goes on in it, at least you've covered the election in Edo State for so many years. Why do you think the election in Edo State looks always volatile when there's a build-up to the election?
Yes, Mike, next question, because there's no clear-cut demarcation of political parties, talking in terms of the party in charge. When you look at the statistics from 1999 till dates of the presidential and National Assembly election in Edo State, you see that it has always been between APC and PDP. Now, at a point in time, Lucky Benedion ruled for 8 years. After Lucky Benedion ruled for 8 years, Professor Sumo came, ruled for some months. And after Sumo came, and Adams Oshomole won his election via litigation. And for 8 years, Adams Ali Oshomole became the governor. But all through this time, you will see a situation whereby if the National Assembly, they have 3 senatorial districts from Edo State, you have PDP going on with 2, and you have APC with 1. Sometimes APC with 2, and PDP with 1. The National Assembly election, talking in terms of seats in the House of Representatives, is always evenly and equally shared. So there's a balance of power. There's a struggle for
so
a
you can't predict.
You can't actually predict
how it's going to swing.
Clear-cut, power base that you can't say Edo State belongs to the PDP. You can't say Edo State belongs to APC. It's a struggle for power. That's why it's always very immense.
But in this build-up to the election, where it looks like there's going to be a war, I wonder when you spoke to residents of the Edo State, isn't this is drowning the issues that, but talk to us basically, what are Edolites, what are they thinking? What are the issues that would drive their voting patterns?
The last time I drove into Benin City, I saw a city that was almost submerged by, a flood. Nobody's talking about the stormwater project that was initiated by Aliyu Adams Oshomole, how the continuation of it, when you go to any of the metropolis, they have flooding problem. You have unemployment problem. Obaseki promised 200,000 jobs. How far has it gone with that? And issues that affect people. Poverty is all-time high in Edo State, and you begin to feel that, look, this state, especially when you look at other South states, Edo State is so much in that state in need of governance. Nobody is talking about how we are going to better your lots, how we are going to improve the economy. Nobody is talking about how we are going to give children jobs, how we're going to create enough infrastructure, more infrastructure, but it's all about how we get power, and it's so unfortunate.
As it is right now, the anxiety and panic and fear is in the air. Yes. How would it impact voter apathy or voter turnout on the election day, at least from the experience that you've had? How is it going to impact on voter turnout? Okay,
I'm going to cover the election now.
Yeah.
Already, I'm afraid. I don't know what might happen, because the 2 parties are talking tough. So if those of us that were on essential duty were afraid that what could happen between the PDP and APC, the APC is talking tough, the PDP, the incumbent governor from the PDP is also talking tough. So that automatically will affect the psyche of an average person, that what is in it for me?
And especially for women.
What is in it for me? That, look, it's better I stay indoors with and guarantee the safety of my life and my children. That instead of, risking this, because people have been talking about, if you look at the narrative, they've been talking about if you bring violence, we'll give you violence for violence. Yeah. And when you start hearing that from the principal actors, no matter how, if they have 2 million registered voters in Edo State, I can assure you, you might not get 1 million people coming from, from both sides. You've seen an election, that governorship election, and you see that the winner will just emerge through 200 and something thousand votes. And that shows you the level of apathy, and these are the factors that lead to voter apathy.
And there are signs that give us a perspective. Now, the point there is, in all of this, I wonder how this is impacting, because some people have said these are the beauties of democracy. I wonder if this should be seen as beauty of democracy.
This is not the beauty of democracy. Democracy is like, if you follow the US election right now, if you follow the issues, you follow the debates, you follow the logical reasoning, you follow
all the issues and the debates,
and the intrigues and the arguments, that is what you describe as beauty of democracy. You can't be talking about the beauty of democracy when you are wallowing in poverty, when you are suffering infrastructural deficits across 80 local governments of the states, and somebody say beauty of democracy. No, it's not.
We have to leave you here now. Thank you very much, Ayodele Ozugbakun, for your time on
this. Pleasure is mine.
And we wish you well as you leave for Edo State to cover the elections and the build up to the election. Thank you.